नमस्कार, मैं अपने चैनल कहीं अनकहीं में आपका स्वागत करती हूँ। कहीं अनकहीं एक पहल है, जिसके अंतर्गत हम ऐसी कुछ कहानियाँ, ऐसी कुछ विमेन लीडर्स को लेकर आपके सामने आते हैं, जिन्होंने अपने जीवन में चुनौतियों को चुना और एक अनकन्वेंशनल पाथ को अपने लिए चुना है। न केवल करियर में, बल्कि ऐसी फियर्स महिलाएं हमें जीवन में भी बहुत प्रेरणा देती हैं। इस पूरे प्रोग्राम का मकसद बस यही है कि किसी भी ऐसे इंसान को जो अपने जीवन में कोई जंग लड़ रहा है या सोचता है कि आफ्टर ऑल व्हाई मी, व्हाई आई एम द वन हु इज फेसिंग ऑल दिस चैलेंजेस, विल बी इंस्पायर्ड फ्रॉम देयर स्टोरीज। और इस सीरीज में आज मैं लेकर आई हूँ एक तीसरी कहानी। इट इज अबाउट उर्मिला। उर्मिला, मैं तुम्हारा स्वागत करती हूँ इस प्रोग्राम में। मैं आशा करती हूँ कि आप इस पहल का हिस्सा बनने में आपको भी उतनी ही खुशी का अनुभव हुआ होगा, जितनी खुशी का अनुभव मुझे हुआ है आपको ज्वाइन करने में। साथ ही मैं ये भी कहना चाहूंगी कि मैं उर्मिला को ऑडियंस से ब्रीफली इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहूंगी। उनकी अचीवमेंट्स के बारे में मैं खुद बताना चाहूंगी। So Urmila is a enterprise agile coach with Capgemini, and this is not the only one role which she is heading. She's also a Amazon bestseller author for two renowned books. Those are the DevOps Assessment Playbook and also Essentials of Agile Transformation. Urmila is a very accomplished coach, and she is a women leader in our circle. So I want to welcome you, Urmila. I hope this conversation will be enlightening for me too. So Urmila, how are you feeling to come into the panel and joining Kahi and Kahi?
Thank you so much, Asta. I think it's a wonderful experience for me as well, and it's really a very warm invitation from you. I do hope that we end up sharing stories and inspire each other. I think there's a lot to learn from each other along the way. I mean, I strongly believe in that.
Thank you so much, Urmila. Thank you so much for joining in. So tell me something about your childhood, because I believe whatever we are today, there's a huge contribution of our childhood, family, and the people whom we are surrounded in our life. So will you please let us know something about your childhood?
Absolutely, Asta. I have been born and brought up in Nagpur. That's a town in Maharashtra. I have emerged from very humble beginnings. My dad had a private business, and my mother was worked as a school teacher. And I would say that I definitely have a very strong, whatever I am today, I would say I have a very strong influence of my parents and my late grandmother, all of whom strongly focus on education, on a very simple life, on the focus on values, what I carry till today. And I think all these things have played a key role in shaping who I am, what I am, and how I choose to evolve from here.
I must say, what a start. So, what apart from childhood, where did you get where did you get this dream to become what you are today, like joining IT or going for this kind of background?
I think we all evolve with time, and like when I was a child, I was influenced by I being an IAS officer, at some point being a teacher, because we used to feel that teachers were the most powerful people on the planet. I have seen
Agree
my
with
mother
you.
as well working as a teacher, and when we used to have the trauma of exams and homework and all these things, I think we all used to feel that teachers are the most empowered creatures on the planet.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally.
So I think and then my dreams evolved. Then later, I mean, my love for science gravitated me towards engineering as a profession. From when I became an electrical and electronics engineer, I think from there I chose to be into IT. Fortunately, opportunities worked one after the another, and I joined TCS, which was then definitely my dream company.
Okay.
I think one by one things just fell in place. It was a matter of priorities, choices, opportunities, and hard work, all of which together shaped 2 decades of my career in the IT industry. Well, with respect to writing, writing has always been a passion for me. I mean, even when I was in my school days, my parents and my grandma always nurtured this passion, will to write, and appreciated me for those five-liner essays about cat, rabbit, dog, my first vacation, and all of these. I think that that encouragement which
Yeah.
I got as a child, and where my passion was like continuously nurtured and honed. I think that's what led me to share my experiences in the form of two of my books, and the third one is underway.
Oh, yes. So we will talk about the third book also. But I want to add here, like the purpose behind Kahi Ankahi is also all the often we talk about the success, what and what the achievements are, and those are the told stories. But what is untold, what is unkahi, is our struggles. So, will do you want to share with us what was your biggest challenge and how did you overcome it? What was your magic mantra around when you have that challenge with yours, like in front of you?
So I think, Asta, we all, I mean, as humans, we all go through the highs and lows of life.
Yeah.
None of us are uniquely poised to avoid or evade any challenges. I do believe that if you are successful as a person, and when I say as a person, I really mean it, not on the professional front, not on financial front, but if you are successful as a person, what the stories behind you, what all you have overcome, what struggles you have faced, define, and how you have looked at them and crossed that path, are what define you to being what you are today. If I were to look back, I mean, there are definitely multiple challenges that I have as well faced in my journey of 21 years in industry. One that is very recent and has been really, I mean, a big challenge for me was when my mother, who was inspired me to be what I am today, was diagnosed with cancer. Her last stint in the hospital was like 2 months at a stretch. And prior to that, around 6 to 8 months, she wasn't well and fighting with various ailments and in a compromised manner. The one thing that continuously kept us grounded, and when I say us, it means me, my brother, my dad, I mean all of us grounded, was we all are different human beings, but when it comes to standing up for the family, we really stand up as one team, forgetting all the differences. And I think that is the same spirit which with it's pure personal leadership or your innate qualities of your inner leadership that come to being when you stand apart in crisis.
That's
What differentiates you is, do you look at it, why me?
yeah,
When you were bestowed with blessings, you never asked God, why me, right?
that's
So
true.
then
So true.
why do you question God in challenges? I mean, it shouldn't be a different yes, I won't say that it doesn't hurt. I mean, when you face a situation personally where your loved one is in facing a critical illness, a terminally ill patient, it's extremely challenging to see someone die every moment in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
can.
no different as a human being. I think the only thing that kept us all going is just do everything that is possible so that you don't feel a guilt at the back of your heart on a tomorrow.
That's
And
so.
that is the only solace I provide to myself to overcome, although I'm still in the journey of overcoming. That's all that I would say.
I know, I can totally understand. And the thing is, we often read it, but it's so true that our choices, and especially in the time which is so challenging, makes us. So you have chosen a path, you were together with your family, and probably it's, as you told, you are still healing. I hope you will be healed soon and you will accomplish everything what your mom has dreamt about for you. So now, since we spoke about challenges, you have multiple achievements. And I want to know, in fact, I want the world to know about your achievements. So will you please share with us some of your achievements, Urmila?
So thanks, Asta. That was very warm of you. I think I would say that one great achievement for me was that I have had great relationships that I acquired over time. When I say great relationships, it is not just family and friends, but I think over my professional career of 21 years, I have acquired various connections whom I look upon as mentors and who look upon me as a mentor as well.
Mm.
So life is all about give and take.
Yes.
So if you are only a giver, God bestows you with abundance as well. So I would say I was definitely blessed by the Almighty to help me with support from all unknown sources on extremely challenged personal times.
Yeah.
And I think it was all of those. It was a sigma of everything together that helped me write 2 books, uh, accomplish my dreams, continue my career despite the various great challenges that I have faced on personal front. And I think life is all about pushing yourself, moving forward, and looking forward than living backward.
That's so true. And I am one of the persons in your circle. Whenever I met you, I got so much of positivity. I always got so much of guidance. In fact, you are someone who always asks me to stretch myself and try to be a better person, not only personally but also professionally. You always tell me to dream bigger and achieve bigger. So I am thankful to have you in my circle. So thank you so much, Urmila. So now you are at a certain position where I think you reached in a stage where things are quite clear to you. Like you are writing books, and now you are ventured into a book which is not a technical as your previous 2 books are. So what are your two now? What are your aspirations? Like what are you dreaming of? Yeah, what are you planning to do next?
So as we spoke, Astha, my third book is titled Riding the Tsunami. The book is focused on that the diary of a caregiver through critical illness. And I have written this book from my experiences of taking care of my mother. What I realized during this entire journey, which was not none less than a tsunami for me, was that when a person in your family, when your loved one goes through critical illness, there's an entire focus from everyone around you that goes on the patient in terms of the treatment, in terms of the prospective prognosis, I mean, in terms of what could be best for the patient, in terms of day-to-day management of the patient needs, care, dietary requirements, hygiene, everything around it. But I think at some point, what happens is we have a life that is running. And with the paced demands of caregiving of a terminally ill patient, I think it takes a lot of personal toll on the immediate caregivers. And when I say immediate caregivers, I'm not referring to professional caregivers here. I am referring to personal or family caregivers, like a daughter, a son, a spouse, and so on. So you go through an emotional burnout, you go through psychological burnout, you go through a physical burnout. There are relationship issues that get impacted. You have children and other family commitments to manage. You have professional commitments to manage. So managing stakeholders is important. Financially, you have to plan and manage everything in a sustainable manner. So there is a lot that suddenly gets added to your day-to-day plate, and along with what you are already running, you have to accommodate all these needs and still manage sustainably.
That's
And this book is completely focused on how you can manage sustainably as a caregiver. I have written this from my personal experiences because I did experience each of these moments I lived each of these moments when my mother was in hospital.
See, however, I will tell you, like, I can imagine, I cannot imagine the plight you have gone through. But in that plight, you created some light because I know so many must be in your position feeling the
Exactly.
darkness and anxiety of being there. Probably this book will be a source of light for them, and they will be
Exactly.
feeling,
It
yeah,
is for everyone who's fighting silent battles.
yeah,
It's for every other fellow caregiver like me who's there in the hospital corridor, in the ICU stairs, in the waiting areas, waiting for someone inside to heal, to recover, to come back and be with them.
my heart goes for you. Means listening to that only makes me feel so much of respect towards you, because what I feel, being a mother is different, being a child is different, but taking care of a mother is such a, like, it's such a holy job, such a pious job, such a but I know how much burnout it must be to seeing your mother in that position. So hats off to you for your braveness, like you are coming with a book. So I wish you all the best for the book. Now, last but most important, the whole idea behind this program, that what message you want to give our women tribe, because women across the world fighting different battles, probably looking up to you, towards you, to learn something. So what is your message to them?
So I think, Asta, my only message, my humble 2 cents are believe in yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. And when in life, when on a crisis, take decisions and make choices. If you won't make choices today, someone else will make it on your behalf, and you will not have a day to regret.
That's true. That's true. Wow. Means in few minutes, there was so much came from you. And I know everything which came from you came out of sheer experience you had in life. So every time I talked to you, it was a kind of a learning from you and kind of an inspiration for you from you. And across the globe, whoever will watch this interview, I'm sure they will get positivity and inspiration from you. Thank you for joining me in this program, Urmila. It was such a wonderful experience. And I want to thank all the viewers who are watching this, and probably all those who are also, uh, God forbid, struggling with the plight of being a caregiver or in such kind of thing. I must say, whatever the book is, whenever the book, Urmila, can you tell the name of the book once again?
It's Riding the Tsunami.
Riding the Tsunami will come. Just buy the book, read the book. Probably, as from my experience, I must say, like, Urmila must be giving some pearls of wisdom for you, and it will be very enlightening for all of you. So thank you for joining in, Urmila, and thank you everybody who watched this video. मेरे चैनल को ज्वाइन करने के लिए और हमारे वीडियो को सुनने के लिए आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you so much, Urmila. Thank you everybody. Thank you so much.
Most welcome, Asta. The pleasure is mutual, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.